It's very easy to fall to prey of pleasures in Canada. I would say is make your financial roots so financial foundations as soon as you land into this country.
So people say that it's not easy to grab a job after you complete your just 2 year diploma, but you have managed to achieve good job opportunities. You're working in one of the reputed banks here in Canada.
Yes, I do work for one of the big five banks in Canada. I was in your shoes a couple years back, so I understand how it is going through that high waves.
So let me just take you, a few years back, like Shiva, who is, he's done his senior secondary and he's made this decision that he wants to move to Canada. Hi to my lovely viewers. My name is Urja and I welcome you back to another beautiful episode of Empowered Journey series. Moving countries is no joke. And what amazed me the most is when I see international students handling everything so effortlessly, from their part-time job to their full-time school and to their household chores. So today we have with us a very special guest who moved to Canada right after his senior secondary education, and the kind of success he's managed to achieve in all these years is commendable. So please allow me welcome Mr. Shiva. Hi Shiva, welcome to Empowered Journey series.
Hello, Urja. Happy to be here.
Thank you so much for making out time from your busy schedule. I know you just got done with your work and still you're doing this for us. So thank you so much for that.
No, happy bringing some inspiration forward, and I mean, not sure how my journey will affect or will inspire other viewers. But happy to help in any way I can.
That you'll soon realize how your journey is going to inspire so many people. So I want to jump right into this video with my very first question. So let me just take you, a few years back, like Shiva, who is, he's done his senior secondary and he's made this decision that he wants to move to Canada. What was going on in your mind when you made this decision? Were you ready actually?
So honestly, it was not my decision. It was my dad's decision. He saw this Canadian dream for me, and I followed along. But then after I saw this dream, my dad backed up. So I had to stand for my dream in front of my parents. It was not a easy journey convincing them before I moved to Canada or during my time in Canada. But it was definitely a wonderful ride.
Yes, truly, truly. It has been a wonderful ride, and I guess you have taken it in such a good spirit. So tell our viewers, like in which year did you landed here?
So I came to Canada in 2018 briefly and started school in Toronto.
Okay, and what was the program?
So I started business finance. It was the undergrad program at Lambton College.
Perfect. So you began your journey in Lambton College. So
Yes.
what I've seen is like a lot of students, who especially comes after at such a tender age, right after their senior secondary, they usually get lost in their journey and they don't, focus a lot on their studies. So how were you as a student? Like, how would you say yourself? Like, were you a studious student? Did you make the best use of, your education time, academic journey here in Canada?
I would say I tried, honestly. It's very easy to fall to prey of pleasures in Canada, I must say. I mean, you get all the freedom in your life, basically when you come to Canada. So you got to make choose. You're gonna look for glitters. You look for gold, in terms. So it was an exciting journey. I mean, I don't consider myself a nerd or a studious guy, but since I moved to Canada, I got very passionate about my career. Because I started looking around to see, there's a lot to achieve and the sky is the limit. And just went with the flow. And I think the flow was way too heavy for this for the ocean we are in. So I would give credit to the flow as well.
True. So yeah, that's true. Yeah, your journey, I can see, feel from it that you really went with the flow. And in a way you managed to grab all the opportunities that were coming in your way. So one thing now I want to ask is to all the students, they need to know that you did a lot of on campus jobs as well while you were a student. You didn't just stick, you weren't this just a studious student, but a student who was, I guess, trying to make the best of everything that he had in his hands. So tell us a little bit about it, like what inspired you to do those roles.
So it was a exciting journey. There were a lot of opportunities comes when you're when you're an international student.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of volunteering activities, and until you don't find a job, you're kind of, it's hard to make a choice to work for free, especially in a country where everything is so expensive.
True.
But I felt, every volunteering opportunity I took, it added a value. I started doing it because I feel like I had available time,
Mm-hmm.
and I was very passionate about making a change in the college community,
Mm-hmm.
and also finding opportunity to make an impact in the college community, or make an impact into lives of international students. Because being an international student myself, I felt the journey is very wild,
Yeah.
especially with someone who comes to this harsh country and at an early age.
Yeah.
So I was trying to make sure, the struggles I'm facing.
Mm-hmm.
So I did volunteer into student ambassador, where you welcome new students to Canada, new students to the college itself. So help them in their journey, help them find jobs, help them find accommodation, and make them understand how the college will look like, and making them realize the medical system in Canada. So
Mm-hmm.
finding a job opportunity, or maybe as simple as buying a SIM card.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that my as a first volunteer opportunity, and
Yeah.
I figured out that I was making an impact, and I just went along and kept finding similar opportunities where I can help my fellow students and peers.
Yeah. So here I would like to add a little thing. In the very beginning, you said, I don't know how my journey is going to inspire and empower other people. That is why we have you with us, because I've seen that from the very early age and stage, of entering in Canada, you already started empower other people. Though it was through your volunteer opportunities, you were in a way, making an impact, trying to help other fellow immigrants. So that's the best way. That's how I guess it should be. You should take any opportunity that's coming your way to help other people around you. It doesn't matter they are international students or not. It doesn't matter, like it's your, when you're helping, I guess, in a way you are also growing, learning from experiences. So that's what you did, and that's why we have you with us today. Okay, so I loved, that you were, actually making that effort to do other things on side. And I guess volunteering is one of the best things through which international students, they can gain some amount of work experience, exposure, and I guess an overall development, of their own confidence that they can do something, they can bring an impact. So that's best. So another question. It's always seen that if you are coming, after like senior secondary, you take a 2 year diploma. That's mostly, that an international students comes with. It's not easy for everybody to come with the 4 year degrees, because the studies, let's just get into the reality, it's too hard, to pay so much tuitions. So people say that it's not easy to grab a job after you complete your just 2 year diploma, but you have managed to achieve good job opportunities. You're working in one of the reputed banks here in Canada. So how was that journey? Was it difficult for you, or what were the things that you did differently that helped you succeed in your professional space as well?
So being honest about my journey, I didn't make a choice for 2 years diploma. I I came for a 4 year degree program, but
Okay.
then I figured out that I'm a numbers guy. So I was started calculating that I'm paying for
Mm.
something which is three times what I usually
Mm.
pay.
True.
So then I changed a program to a diploma program right away. And speaking to it is, yes, it is hard to find good opportunities after having an undergrad diploma. But I just kept on. I was very adamant on working at the places I always dreamed about, or places my parents would want me to work into.
True.
So I mean, not in terms of like making them. So I made every possible. Uh, I did try to turn every possible rock, I would say, to make my parents proud. That's what I
Right.
worked hard in
Mhm.
terms. And coming back to what I'm doing right now, yes, I do work for one of the big five banks in Canada. It was not an easy journey to get into because there's a lot of talent pool they have.
Mhm.
So they do hire very in a diversified manner.
Mhm.
So there's, since there are no like qualifications
Mhm.
for you to, I mean, there's no actual degree you require to get into banking, but they do require holistic measurement
Yeah.
or holistic measure of your skills or of your time in Canada, basically. Or basically competing for this job with the locals as well, so with the
Mm.
local Canadians as well.
True.
So it was definitely hard
Mhm.
choice uh, at the first stance when I started working into banking.
Mhm.
I did work in a different bank before coming to one of the big fives.
Mhm.
So it's more like every job I worked in Canada was moving to the same direction. So I was always passionate about making a change or bringing a South Asian face to the front. And I figured out that banking is place where which was
Mhm.
very I shouldn't say it in Toronto anymore because we are very diverse in Toronto.
True.
Since I live in Halifax, Nova Scotia, so it is very less diverse field to choose
Mhm.
from. And
Mhm.
I mean, it's hard to get through when you in a talent pool where people who are having
Mhm.
masters in business administration degrees, and you're competing with those people. Gets hard sometimes, but it was more of working towards my skills,
Yeah.
working towards my skill set in terms of adding those volunteer experiences, adding those customer service, sales experiences
Mhm.
into the portfolio of, and then getting into the real world of banking.
So, so I believe here you've highlighted two very important pointers. It's not just, about your degrees that, where you're graduating from, your universities, that's gonna count. It's eventually your skill set. If you're working on your skill set and you have the confidence, that's what actually is gonna work for you. And I love the way you mentioned that, like there was a need for a South Asian face, in the space you're working at, and you just went ahead and you had that confidence in yourself, and you are, I feel, killing it, in working in a bank, which is like obviously less diverse, but you are making us Indians so proud. So congratulations to you on that. And we're so lucky that you are here with us, sharing your journey. And in a way, I feel you are inspiring so many other students, who are who must be graduating with their 2 years of diploma, to see that even though you won't be making to big five, the top five companies at the very first, like you said, you started at a like you started from scratch, from a company or from a bank, just for that little exposure, and then eventually you made it to the top five. So that's how students needs to approach it. Don't just target, the top companies right away, that I have to make it in the top five. Just start your journey wherever you're getting in that opportunity, and then eventually you'll make it in the big five as well, the way you made it. So beautiful. So last but not the least, any one mistake that you feel, or anyone, or you can even, highlight on 1 to 2 mistakes that you have seen so far, especially the students, who come after 12th, they make, which in a way hampers their growth in Canada. What would it be?
I mean, coming from a banking and finance background, I would speak to not taking I would say, financially responsible decisions in your early years, because in this country, I mean, you think of it and you get it. I mean,
Hmm.
your buying power is so immense. Like, you can even buy a iPhone within 1 month of
True.
earning your first paycheck.
Mhm.
But you got to digest that paycheck, because you would look at being humble and being understanding enough that this paycheck would not be there if you don't work.
True.
You're selling your time for that paycheck, and you're basically selling your time for that iPhone. So making that financially responsible decisions And I would say, I mean, speaking to South Asian culture we have is, I mean, looking at my past journey, looking at my friends who are buying cars
Mm-hmm.
right off the boat. So
Yeah.
when they move to Canada, buying iPhones, buying cars. I mean, it's nothing wrong to it as far as if a pocket allows, but I think making those financially responsible decision where you are delaying
Mm-hmm.
you're delaying your satisfaction in terms. So basically, you're not. I mean, who would not buy? Who would not like to buy a brand new iPhone or brand new Range Rover? I
True.
must say, but delaying that purchase until you
Mm-hmm.
feel like you have 6 months emergency fund in your bank account.
Yeah.
So let's say if you lose your job, if you end up getting into a difficult
Yeah.
um, school situation where you're losing on grades,
Yeah.
you can make a choice of staying at home and
True.
going, taking care of your school. So it's, I would say, is make your financial roots, so financial foundations as soon as you land into this country, because it's an iceberg, I call it.
Mm-hmm.
So you look at the people's what they look from the top, you don't
Mm-hmm.
see the you
True.
don't see the roots. So let's say you see a big tree have bigger branches, but you don't see how deep the tree has been rooted to.
True.
So I would say always look at look taking care of your roots,
Mm-hmm.
taking care of where you are coming from, and making sure you make those strong financial decisions and have a long term plan. Think about how a small purchase. Think about count your how I did is counting number of hours I have to spend to buy a particular product. So let's say if an iPhone is $1,000, I mean typically you would make $100 per shift. So
Mm-hmm.
basically you are doing 10 shifts to earn that iPhone.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure I do as less shifts as possible to
Okay.
earn that the same iPhone. So uh, you know looking at it as you would increase your
Mm-hmm.
minimum wage, or you would increase your value in the market. So if you're getting paid 16 $17 an hour, try to get to the next job which gives you $25 an hour. I mean, get the same iPhone with less shifts or with less time, with selling less time possible. It's like it's a numbers game. So that's what I believe is what I want to see. I mean, especially for our South Asian community to focus on.
Mm-hmm.
I wanna support them in. I mean, I work in a real estate space
Mm-hmm.
for the bank, so I want to see the deep-rooted financial values we are bringing to the table. I wanna hear more of my friends buying houses instead of
Wow.
buying I mean, buy
Beautiful.
cars first. Buy a house must.
True.
That is a basic need you need.
Yeah. Shiva, it has been so powerful listening to your conversation. And I must say, the last question really, you just nailed it. And it has been so inspiring for me as well because I am too an international student and I've also started my journey. So listening to this, it really makes me feel that you've made some solid decisions which have actually helped you, reach where you have reached, and solid and say very grounded, and the decision that I believe every student, especially a South Asian, I can relate to it so much because our values are such. So thank you so much for empowering all our international students. Thank you so much for this lovely conversation. It was amazing knowing your journey. So last but not the least, I know you students, want to learn more and chat more with this person who is filled with so much knowledge. So we'll surely, put a link to his LinkedIn down there in the video where you can connect with him and ask him as many questions as you can regarding whatever, you feel like you are struggling. And I am sure he's gonna be there to help you as he has always done to so many students. So thank you, Shiva, for sparing your time with us.
No worries. I'm happy taking questions. I mean, I was in your shoes a couple years back, so I understand how it is going through that high waves
Mm-hmm.
of whether it's a cold weather or whether it's we call it a recession. They call
Yeah,
it no jobs. So I
true.
understand where you are coming from, and I understand Yeah, I've been there into your shoes.
True.
So anytime, feel free to reach out.
Yeah.
Anything I can help you with, whether finding a job, whether finding accommodation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fortunate enough to be surrounded by people. I would say my friends around me
Mm-hmm.
in different parts of Canada where I can provide a value. Maybe connect them to you,
Mm-hmm.
or connect them to you in terms figuring out what best way we can help you and
True.
make this journey more easier for you.
Thank you. Big words. That's why we had you today. We had to do this episode. We're so lucky to have you with us. Thank you.